Yeah, it's great to have you with us. Joining us now, Coach Scott Wachenheim. He's the head coach of the VMI Keydets football, brought to you by the John Fredericks Radio Network. Of course, we are excited about Saturday's game, slated now at 3 p.m. at Siebert Stadium. Always fun to play there. And Sanford 2-4, but the VMI Keydets 0-5, but it's a very deceiving record because they've been in the last 3 games. They've been right there. They're scoring 5-6 touchdowns a game, 7 touchdowns a game. They're passing for 500 yards. This is a very exciting team to watch, a very young team, and you got to stay with these players because this is going to be a lot of fun. 2018, the rest 18, 19. This is going to be a very exciting team to watch. He's put this all together. He's got all new players, very young, an entire new coaching staff, and it's all coming together, and it's very exciting. And with us now, Coach Scott Wachenheim of the VMI Keydets. Good to have you, Coach.
Good to be on, John.
Okay, you got to be fired up about Saturday, right? You had a week off. You had your bye week. And how do you get your kids prepared after this week off going to Alabama?
It's pretty easy. You turn on the Sanford film, especially against Western Carolina, and you watch them have 760-plus yards of offense, score 66 points, and could have kept going. And then defensively, they're just loaded with the preseason SoCon Defensive Player of the Year, Ahmad Gooden. So, I think on Monday when we showed them the film at lunch, their attention was gotten immediately, and had a good week of practice this week, and looking forward to traveling down to Birmingham and kicking this one off.
How is Sanford going to deal with this new offense? You've got 3 games now, Coach, where you're moving the football almost at will against really good defenses. You're exploiting or taking advantage of your speed, your quickness. Udinski, really suspect at the beginning. Nobody really knew about him. People still thinking about Cobb, right? I get it. It's how football fans are and all that. So we had to go through that. But, he's making good pass after good pass. You have a couple of bad decisions weaved in, but they're becoming less frequent. So Sanford now looking at this offense, I bet they're saying, what the heck is going on here with VMI? This isn't your father's VMI football.
Well, I think Sanford's really uniquely prepared to play our offense because Chris Hatcher, just like Brian Shepard, our offensive coordinator, played quarterback for Hal Mumme, and they run their version of the air raid offense. The air raid is just the base, and then, every coordinator or head coach has their version of it. And so Sanford, they call it the Hatch attack, and it seems like last week they got back to, Chris Hatcher football, a lot more 4-wide sets, a lot more tempo, where earlier in the season they were playing with tight ends and slowing the game down a little bit. They got a few close losses. They've lost 2 games in SoCon play on the last play of the game, basically a 1-score ball game, and then they've lost to Florida State, who's pretty good, and then they lost to Kennesaw State, who's a top 5 team in the country. So Sanford's a very dangerous football team, loaded with talent. The SoCon coaches and writers picked Sanford to be the SoCon champions going into the season, and they look very dangerous to me, and I think they'll be well prepared to handle what we're going to do for them offensively.
Defensively, you've had your issues. You got a size issue, you got a depth issue, and as you said, they put 66 up and basically lit up WCU's secondary like a pinball machine on Christmas Day. How do you combat that? I mean, know that you're outgunned. They have better, faster, bigger. You don't have the depth. So planning defensively, how do you figure this out?
Well, Devlin Hodges is their starting quarterback, and again, he was preseason all-SoCon. Reminds me a lot of Drew Brees, the way he plays. And, Drew, I actually recruited Drew out of high school. I was laughing because he set the all-time yardage record for the NFL the other day, and I was recruiting him when I was at Rice University, and I was a wishbone offensive coordinator trying to get Drew Brees to come play quarterback for us, and he ended up going to Purdue, which I think turned out to be a pretty good decision for Drew. But yes. Devlin Hodges reminds me of him quite a bit. He's very accurate. He can run. He can throw the ball on time. He can throw it deep. He can throw it short. He's seen, after being, starting and playing as many games, he's seen every defense that, we have. I mean, he's seen man coverage. He's seen blitz zero. He's seen, drop 8, drop 9 zone. And so we just got to put our players in the best situation to take away what they do best, understand that they're going to make a few plays. we got to stick with our motto, which on defense is to run to the ball. If you run to the ball, good things are going to happen, and then steal the ball. So when he throws it to us, we got to catch it, because when you throw it as many times as he will make a couple bad throws, and we got to make him pay for that. And then we got to be excellent in the red zone. We got to really play when the windows get shorter down in the red zone. We got to make them kick field goals instead of score touchdowns. If we do that defensively, we'll be right there in the game. We know they're going to move the ball. We know they're going to score some points. We can't get down about that. We got to just never say die, play with a lot of grit and determination, and run to the football and encourage one another.
Well, you're also going to score on this defense. You're also going to score, and you've proven that now 3 weeks in a row. I'm intrigued about your time of possession advantage and how that is really playing into keeping you in games as you work on your defense. Normally you get one of your offenses, and the normal play is you get kind of an air raid offense, and you lose the time of possession battle because you're scoring faster, and then the other team, maybe running the football, whatever. But you've been in a lot of these games, your time of possession has been substantial. Is that part of your game plan, or is that just by happenstance?
It's pretty much by happenstance, John. In the Mercer game, they had it for, I think, 3 more minutes than we did, but we snapped 109 plays in our time, and they snapped 69 plays in their time. So I think time of possession is a misused stat. When both teams ran similar offenses, time of possession meant a lot. But today's game, I think plays per game is more important. So, again, in the Mercer game, we played 109 plays. They played 69. They snapped 69. Our defense only had to defend 69. Their defense had to defend 109. So even though they had the ball 3 more minutes, big-time difference on how many plays each team defended.
So it's almost like the basketball philosophy. If you shoot 100 shots on goal and the other team shoots 57, you're bound to win the game simply because you're putting more up. But I think what you're saying is you had to defend 69 plays and they had to defend 109. And, over time, that's going to wear a defense down.
I believe so. And it's true in soccer, too. Shots on goal, hockey, shots on goal. And so, that's all we're trying to do. And we feel there's 2 things. Again, you look at what advantages do you have at VMI. I mean, a lot of people tell me the disadvantages. Mm-hmm. Those aren't hard to figure out. You don't have to be a rocket scientist to do that. But why spend time doing that? Let's figure out what advantages we do have. And 2 that stand out huge to me, and I think anybody that studies VMI, is we're mentally tough. What our young men go through their freshman year, many would never even choose to do. And, many that come here are unable to do it and leave. So, the young men that are here playing football for us have been through the rigorous VMI training, leadership training, and they're mentally tough. And so they can fight through, tiredness. And we're also in physically great condition because we do the military training. We take the Virginia fitness test. We take PE classes. We're in ROTC. Where other schools, all they're doing is practicing football every day. So we think we can be in better shape, play fast, and be mentally tough and wearing our opponents down. And it's shown true the last 2 games with how we played in the fourth quarter. Coming up in this game, Coach, with Samford, what are your top 3 things that you're going to be focused on? It's simple. It's the same things we've been focused on in every game. I talked to the team about it the other day. Is number 1, we have got to play fast on offense. We've got to tire out their defensive linemen. Again, I talked about Amon Gooden, but they've got 4 guys up front that if they're fresh all game long, it will be difficult for us to block them, to be honest with you. So we got to make first downs so we can play fast and get those guys tired, get their backups in the game, and get the backups tired so we can execute our offense at an extremely high level. So we got to play fast on defense. We got to run to the football. When they throw their screens and they throw the ball downfield, we got to run to the ball, get there with a bad attitude and knock that ball loose. On offense, we got to secure the ball. In the Western Carolina game, they were down 21-0 before Coach Spear even got his headset on because they turned it over 3 out of the first 4 possessions. Mm-hmm. When we went down to Sanford the last time, we were down 14-0 before I got my headset on because we turned it over the opening kickoff and our first possession. So, we've got to secure the football. And then on defense, I've talked about we got to steal the ball. And then we got to be excellent in the red zone. We got to score touchdowns on offense, and we got to force them to field goals on defense. And if those three things happen, we'll win the football game.
All right. Coach Scott, Wachenheim looking for his first win, but you guys are getting very close. And we're very excited about the game slated for 3 p.m. Of course, that's always subject to change, but that's what ESPN has it on now. You can hear the Sanford Bulldogs VMI Keydets game across all John Fredericks Radio Networks on Saturday, across all of our affiliates, WPMH, AM 1010 in the Tidewater area and 100.1 FM, and in the Richmond, Central Virginia area, WLES, AM 570 and FM 97.7. We'll see it at Siebert Stadium against the Sanford Bulldogs. Coach, great to have you. Good luck Saturday.
Great to be on, John.